What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel or www.whatsupinthesky.com, and as promised I am back with some Anomaly videos. I know it's been a little while. I've been getting the rust out. I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff around the house. Like I said, I built my new room. Just been having there's a lot going on in my personal life and stuff like that. Just built my Mars rover. If you didn't check that last video out, but this came to me from Maurice again, my new buddy from. We're looking at this right here, and we're looking at this whole complex. This is what he had posted on this awesome new the Lunar. Well, I don't know how long he's had this group up for, but it's got about 107 members now and 28 new ones. I hope you guys come join us out here. If you're on Facebook, come join us over here. And like I said, it's an open group, so anybody can get into it. The Lunatic Moon Anomalies, Moon Structures, Moon Base Dome Ruins group. Now, also over at here's the other good one for the Moon, Lars. This is from another of my Brett Collins. Shepherd. I think he's the one that actually runs this here. This has got like 3,000 members, a little bit more than the other. So, but there's some good stuff coming out of both. I tell you what, a lot that deserve videos, and these guys have given me some great information and some great leads. So let me show you where this is coming from. Now this is coming from the. Let's see here. Let me back this size down just a tad if I can. Um, there we go. All right, here we go. Now this is from the Jackson crater wall. Basically, this is a portion of the crater wall, and it's basically the image width is about 8 kilometers. So if you're looking for resolution and stuff, it's 1.4. What is it? 1.4 meters per pixel. That's very good resolution coming from here. This is from the what is this? This is an LROC picture. So this came from one of the lunar orbiters. Pretty nice, pretty nice. They did have some amazing, let's see what the caption is that went along with this. Lunar Reconnaissance Order Camera. This was one of the best ones that are up there, I think, that brought back some. So you can find more. Here's the actual crater itself, and here's the spot that we've got right along here. So let's go ahead and go back to what we've got here. And what I've done here is I basically chopped this out of the other image and made it a little bit bigger so we could take a look at it. And here's the original one right here. You're going to see it's pretty big. And I've got some marks in here. I wanted to show you some other things when I lighten it up. What's cool about this one, I thought, was you get this main anomaly right here, which looks like something like a step-type pyramid or something along those lines. Not only do you get this, when you brighten up some of the darker areas with the contrast, wait till you see what comes out. I mean, this might be a little bit bigger, a little bit longer of a video than I've done in a while, but I'm going to get back to my roots. I used to do these hour videos sometimes, 30-minute videos. It's not going to be that long, but because I want you guys to go over. Like I said, you guys, I got the best crew out there. The What's Up in the Sky crew or whatever going on. You guys take these images, and there's so many other people doing videos. They see so much. You guys see so much more just by looking at the stuff I'm looking at. But as I'm looking at this here, I see here's your shadows coming off of it. There's two bright areas here, which I'm not sure if this is just part of the soil or something like that. What's interesting, I noticed this that goes up and over, and it just kind of dims out above this dark crater. I'm not sure. It's kind of almost like a land bridge of some sort. But if we look here, this structure seems to be fairly tall. It's casting a nice shadow. It's a pretty much standard shadow compared to the rest of them. I mean, the look of these two look about the same height, but when you look at the actual things, let's pull it in pretty tight here. And look at these, look like sort of steps or something on them possibly. It's got a lot of symmetry to it. Over here it's got some symmetry, and that's what we're looking for. These two little humps right here have the symmetry to them. Well, really on this one, let me see if I can play with the exposure a little bit. I wonder what happens if I auto contrast it. Probably nothing. Sometimes you don't get much out of those two buttons. Sometimes it does a world of difference. Let me mess with the exposure and the gamma a little bit just to pull it up, then to darken it out. Because see, gosh, look how bright that one side of the wall is. If I bring the exposure all the way down to where it's at now and slowly bring it up, you just notice that brightness is just there. It's up in this corner right here. Whatever it is on that side that the sun's got illuminated is very bright. So whatever type of rock this was made out of, or whatever type of material it's made out of. Let's see, you can use the offset, but you can see that there's definitely two what look like parallel pieces here, and what looks like a parallel, not parallel, but maybe kind of an opening type thing here. And let's see what happens when I spin it a little bit, because sometimes I like to get all the perspective. And even when you spin it, you still see the 90-degree angle there, the perfect thing. What do you guys think that is? Now we're gonna go check out some of this other picture here, but this was, like I said, this is what we posted online. That's what Maurice had up there. I'm interested in what you guys think about that. And then we're gonna go look at a whole bunch of other symmetry when it comes to this picture. I mean, just look at some of this weird stuff going down through here. And remember how good this resolution is compared to some of the stuff we've seen in the past. This looks almost like a bowl, some sort of bowl in there, but let's go ahead and let me get off of this and let's pull this up. Now this is the full picture here, okay? Now we're not going to go all these little marks that I've done, but what I want to do is I want to brighten up these areas here that are dark. So let me go ahead and we're going to swing it this way. Oop. When I do this, I don't, actually no, let's bring this back like this. Let's do a little bit different than I was thinking about. Let me actually rotate the canvas itself. So when I, if you know if you know anything about not Facebook, if you know anything about Photoshop, you know why I'm about to do this. Because the way I was doing it, you get it when you go to edit stuff and move stuff around. It comes up sideways and quarterways. So what I want to do is all this down here. It's got some very interesting stuff, and we want to brighten it up. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to take this. We're just going to brighten it up. Take this right along here. Um, and we're going to go ahead and hit image. Alright, let me go back down, make sure I've got the background grabbed. Image, see if we can't auto tune that just a tad. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring up the exposure and see what we can get out of there. See how it brings out a lot more detail in that picture as I'm bringing it up. Wait till we zoom in on this stuff and really take a look at it. So we basically whited out the top of it since it's so dark on the edge of this crater. Let's just go searching through here and see what we can find. I've got a couple things already marked out on that other side that I found, but you're gonna see there's a lot more of what seems to be to this than meets the eye. All right, so let's see if we can't get in here and look for some of the stuff I found. So bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Okay. Right off the back, you see a lot of these interesting kind of tall structures. Let me bring it in even more because there's a lot of resolution here. See how tight I can actually get it without it. Some of the stuff I want to look at were some of these circle type things up here. Some of these what look like to be connected triangles, just symmetry in the rocks and things like that. And I'm thinking let me go ahead and let me do the step backwards. Let me adjust this a little bit differently than I did. I'm going to use the brightness and contrast instead of the actual exposure, just to bring it up a little bit more so it's not as bad there. Okay. Now I know if you're used to seeing anomalies, you see tons here. Already right off the back, there's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of symmetry, a lot of what seems to be road type rocks, things like that. And if it's only, buildings and things like that, look how perfect, like something like here is these, like just rectangular outcroppings. We've got a lot of or not a lot of domes, we've got a lot of these towers that just kind of come out. Um, let's see here. When you come in here, you've got a lot of these, see how this kind of splits off and looks out. I'm convinced that I don't think things lived on the moon. I think they mined our moon, or they might have lived there too, because there's a lot of good researchers out there have showed us what looks like civilization and planned out cities on the moon. If you look at some of my last videos, I've like a lot of my moon videos, you can see I've pointed out a lot of that stuff too. But if you're, like I said, you should be, if your eyes are trained for this stuff, you should start popping and starting to see the stuff now. Look at this here. What seems to be, these circles with these perfect symmetry, these perfect 90-degree angles right here. Up here, look at this perfect 90-degree box that comes up and kind of weaves its way around. Let me see where I've got some of these picture things down here I've put. Now here's where we're going to start getting into hopefully some of the better stuff I had found. It's amazing you can come back here and find these almost every day. I could find something different when I came back and I looked at this picture. Then when I pull up the video, it's always like, oh, where'd everything go? Um, go figure, that's usually how it works for me. But we'll live with it. We'll keep on trucking here. Like I said, I want to slowly move through this through. So you guys, a lot of you guys don't have the Photoshop stuff, so I'll move through this slowly as so you can see what we've got. Um, let's see what's a good. Okay, here's some. This is a good. Look how long this shadow is, and look how tall and bright this thing is. So this thing's pretty bright right here, and look at the long shadow it's got, almost like obelisk. A lot of these white pieces that are coming up here look like that. Here we go. Here's some more of what I was talking about, structures and stuff like that, and symmetry. Parallel, what seem to be parallel platforms coming this way. And when I see stuff like that, that's when I'm start thinking, man-made. In my head, I do it. Like I said, I see what I see, you see what you see. You might just see a bunch of rocks here, for all I know. I know a couple of my other buddies out there can do. I welcome you guys to take this. This was from. I didn't come find this. Like I said, this came from. This didn't come from Brett. This came from Maurice, and I think he was the one that might have actually found this originally. Look up here. See how this kind of all weans around or winds around through there. The whole area seems to be kind of either mined or planned out perfectly. This looks kind of like an entranceway into something. Like I said, and I'm sure a lot of you are saying right now, looking at this stuff, say, I don't see anything. If you made it this long into the video, most of you guys enjoy this stuff and will stick around and pay attention, go download it yourself before making comments. But I want you guys to let me know what you think so far. Comment below, hit like. You gotta do that. If you do that stuff for me, I love you guys. You guys are getting my videos out, helping me spread the word, about my friends' videos, these Facebook channels and stuff like that. Because there's just a wealth of information going around. Um, and as I slowly roll through these, you might see more or less. Let's see if I can't see. Okay, here we go. Here's was one of the cooler of the bunch. Okay, look at this here. We've got what seem to be round platforms here. See these round platforms I'm seeing with like a dome on top, and then we've got. Let's make my keyboard back. These kind of, like I said, these rectangular type structures as they come down, and it's hard because you're still in the dark here, but you can see this is another triangle in that really white type stuff. Um, Look at these down here, seem to be a little bit of domes. And like these don't seem to be craters to me, because right now we're zoomed in pretty good. This doesn't seem to be a crater. This seems to be some sort of perfectly shaped sphere or something that sits on it, maybe a dome along those lines. Doesn't seem to be a crater, just in the space it's at. You don't see anything else around here for it. And it almost looks like I said, it's almost on top. And you got that perfect symmetry to it, like like when you're looking at a ball and you just see the curve around it and the shadows of the curve. Pretty neat indeed. Um, let's see here. So like I said, I showed you guys that. Where else are we going with it? Let me go ahead. Let me undo the adjustments I had made to it. Sometimes even with it, you can see it better without that adjustments I made to it. Like right here, it's just as good to see. It's just as dark. Even with it dark like that, you can still see a lot of it. It pretty much comes out, sticks itself out. Um, let's see what else we got down here. Anything good? Anything good? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. I went through and marked a lot of these with these lines right here. Of course, they were red when I marked them, not thinking that it was it was black and white when I saved it. And of course, I've done that a million times. But let's see, what was I pointing at here? God only knows. God only knows. I've been playing with this picture for a little while. I've been trying to get some of these together. Um, I'm not sure what I was pointing at. It was probably this stuff in this area here, maybe this right here. Look at this, how it's kind of got it almost looks like a little bit of a dome, but when you look at its shadow, it's pretty cool how it comes up to the top. See, almost like a perfect circle inside of there. Let's see if I can pull it, make it a little bit bigger for people who have the small screens. Um, Let me go ahead and do some backing out of here. See what we can come up with on the lines. Okay, yeah, it keeps going and going and going over here. And if you haven't seen anything in these, maybe I should have started over here. I think these were the better of the two. Now let me give it a little bit of color here. Let me give it a little bit more brightness. And a little bit of contrast maybe. The other way. Alright. Okay. So, more and more of this whole area here just looks to seem have been picked at. I mean, we're talking to some of these like areas right here, like these. Okay, let me zoom in because this is definitely high resolution stuff here. So we've got three things, and then you've got these two parallel things, and you got a long parallel thing next to it. Um, like I said, this could just be nature, as always, but usually when you get a lot of these, and especially in the dark areas, or you find a lot of this stuff out where it's been, especially in the dark areas, it's like they missed the tampering when it came to tampering with these. More what I see just symmetrical type things. I was definitely pointing at something when I made these. It's funny when you go back. So look at this kind of a perfect base there, a little rectangular base, pretty much. See that right there for something that's standing on top of it. More and more of these real long shadows that are coming off the tall white things. What we got down here? Okay, here we go. There's some more of the stuff that I thought was interesting. Okay, 90 degree angles right here. This is almost like a tube complex. Look at this, it actually comes around and spins around. Look at that. See how it comes and actually spins around the corner, takes off. There's this right here, but the tube keeps on going that way, almost like it's some sort of underground part. Um, Here we've got more of these, which just seem to be like platforms, almost like modern day where you've got your lower, you got your lower office, and then up top you've got something up on top of these look like spheres. It's pretty interesting. Spheres, however you say it. However you say it in your dialect. Once again, here's one of these little white things, and here's another one of these really long shadows that go along with it. Let's see what else. And this, like I said, that thing just kind of seemed awkward to me when it pulled out. But like I said, when you get these angles like this, they're just hard to ignore them, and say, oh, what's that? Um, let's see what I was getting to up here. Sometimes when I back it out, I can see them a little bit more than kind of bring it in. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but a lot of you guys watch on your cell phones and stuff, so I apologize for if you're not be able to see this part. Like I said, you've probably given up on me by now on this. This was something too I was interested in. Like this almost looks like something that's up in the air. The shadow's falling in the dark. See the shadow here, how it's falling? And you see how it's got the top piece coming off? You almost can see the shadow coming off of that top piece. Another one of these long shadows here. Um, but that's kind of an interesting. You got one, two, three little dots down there. It almost looks like it's an entrance to something. More and more of these rectangular buildings that have these type of like that looks either an effigy or some sort of satellite equipment along the way. More and more of that, more and more of that style, that just the rectangular type things, the things to me that scream just Martian made. Not Martian made. I'm on the moon right now. It's one thing about my videos. I like to switch back and forth between the moon, Mars, Saturn is coming up. There's a lot of craziness going on Saturn. I just got done reading the book, The Ringmakers of Saturn again. Good stuff indeed. I recommend it. If you haven't seen it or haven't seen any of the pictures, I've got a lot of the pictures available out on my website. Um, but going through this one, like I said, I know you guys are probably seeing a lot more than I'm pointing out to you. Let's go down here and look at some of this. Just a lot of the spheres, a lot of the rectangles, and also just a lot of these little kind of these things that move around in between them. Like what do we have here? We got one, two, three, four of these little lights that look to be attached to some sort of walkway thing. Not really sure there. So a lot of this stuff is guessing. That's what I love about it. And I can come here and I can guess all I want on this stuff. And once I've given you the main anomaly, like I did in this video, what else much can I do here? Let's see. So that's just that area right here I touched on. Let me go up here, see if there's anything, wherever I put these, and this was a huge file. I was worried that this was going to actually lock up during the video. And if it did pause, if it did lock up, I might hit pause here. Let's see. Yeah, we did pause. Let's see. Let's reopen this real fast. And I'll pause it. Alright, that should have resumed it. Now I was trying to get up to these top couple pieces right here because I wanted to show you the symmetry in some of these. Um, these are, like I said, just random things sitting out here on the, look at that kind of on the darkness of that crater. And when you see the soil change, it's either because of this, because how it's laying with the sun, or it's possibly different type of soil. Here, what you have seems to be a little bit of symmetry as well in these type buildings, almost like they've quarried stuff, or this is possible design. Make that a little bit bigger on your screen. See if you can't pull that out. Let me try to pull it out a little bit for you. Auto adjustment, auto contrast, auto tone. See there, you've got it. There's like a circle, circle. It comes to a T there. This kind of has like a tail heading out to it. And like I said, I'm not going to keep you too much longer here. Here's where also looked to be stuff. This looked to be quarried to me, this area as well. See how you've got these 90-degree what seem to be car. Move it to the, so I can give you the way I was looking at it. See how we got these that are actually into the dirt here, look like entrances to mines or things that have been kicked out. I don't think that they're by any means. Look right here. Look, see how this one right here seems to have some sort of bridge across it or something like that, like maybe sort of reinforced. Like I said, I'm getting into the dreaming part, using my imagination. It's Saturday night here. I think I'm allowed to use my imagination if I want. That's how it works here at whatsupinthesky.com. If you have no imagination, you can't sit back and do a lot of this stuff. You're not going to love my channel at all. More of this here. Look at this big old piece how it comes up and turns the corner and has a lot coming out. This almost looks like a big huge effigy just sitting on the side of that crater. Um, let me back it out, see if there's anything else that I'd pointed at and wanted to show. I showed this right, except, I thought I did. Yeah, I did. More and more, this is where the stuff that looks like the quarry is. More and more of these very small circles that actually look like buildings or spheres to me. They don't look like, you know, they don't look like craters, compared to the rest of them. I would definitely say they don't look like craters. Now, let me take you to the first anomaly, the one that I found when you get it. Look how small that makes it when I'm using this pad. It's so easy to mess up. The two that are on this crater, oh, turn it the wrong way. Dun, dun, dun. All right. What I'm doing is we'll see if I missed anything along the lines here. No. I know I pointed at something here. I know I was looking for something, and you might be seeing it right now saying, Will, Will, you're passing it, you're passing it. But let me pull this back out to where you can see where the anomaly is on the big ones, the one that I started with, because I actually started from a different piece. Um, where are you? Better yet, since I did it this way, the way I did do it, let's go over to the website that I downloaded from. And to get this, you get basically you get this TIFF file right here. But, okay, yeah, here, it's right in this corner here. It's in the middle. These two little guys, I do believe, are hanging out right around this area here. Let's see if I can find you now. It's not that little bit. Ooh, we've got the internet download today. Where are you? Alright, back me all the way out. Let me find you guys so you guys can be on your merry way one more time. I've probably gotten way too far into this video for what it was needed to be. Like I said, I just think what's behind in the dark areas, this is pretty amazing. You guys might not, like to me, here we are. This is what I was looking for. No, these are just some more rocks that are out there. But you see, these type of rocks don't have that weird terracing that the first ones did. I've gone through and looked at a lot of these, and you can do it too if you want to download the TIFF file and see that it's just not there in many of them. Okay, here's this. And I think if I remember, I gotta move this to the center of the screen here, and it'll find it. We get these huge ones, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Once it's there, I notice, I'm like, oh, there we are. What am I doing? How come I didn't see that before? It's on the edge of the crater here. So if you were gonna put some sort of building, or maybe a mining, or a facility where you got some sort of step pyramid, or not even a step pyramid, some sort of step deal to it like you've got, you wouldn't dump it in the crater, you would dump it right on the edge of it where it seems to be. Um, Alright, I should be getting right towards it here. So here it is right there. I'm blind today, guys. I haven't done these videos in a hot minute. I've been doing a lot of other catching up. There we are. Those are those right there. And if you go over to my Photoshop, I had already downloaded it. Put it right into perspective. Let me get rid of this right here. And we plop them right into perspective so you can see them. You can turn them however you want, but any way you turn them, you still see symmetry, and you still see what seemed to be something that was messed with. So anyways, guys, this has gone way longer than I thought it would. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you come check out these things. I'm going to give you one more time, and always check the links below. I always link up this type of stuff. The Lunatic Mars, Moon Anomalies, Moon Structures, Moon Base, Domes, Ruins page. Come join that with us. And the Lunar Anomaly Research Society. As always, www.what'supinthesky.com. Come sign up for my website. You can actually sign up, register. We're soon going to have a lot more stuff for the registered people who want to upload their own stuff or share stuff with other people on the website. I'm really going to start working on that. I've got a lot of good guys who've been talking to me about helping a little bit, and also want to start doing some hangouts and stuff like that, talking with other moon guys, Mars guys. Hit like, hit comment, do what you guys do. Let me know below what you think. Like I said, is this a weak one? Is this a good one? I like to let Maurice know. I think he actually found this one. So, and in here right now, there's a whole bunch of videos that need to be made. So I'll be here making them all weekend. Let's see, today's Saturday. I'm gonna try and make them till Sunday night. Peace.